everyone and welcome back to day 9 of Preptober. Today I'm here to talk to you about reward systems, which may be something you want to implement to motivate yourself to complete the challenge ahead. Now for me, the whole point of reward systems is to motivate yourself to go that extra mile or write those extra words to hit the finish line, because at the finish line there's something you really want to get. And yes, NaNoWriMo tends to have winner goodies, which means if you hit 50,000 words on time and you validate, you get access to some discount codes and other fun stuff, as well as a diploma, and I think you get a discount in the shop and stuff as well. But there might be other things that you want to buy or indulge in or do, and I think it can be really good to set up a reward system for yourself so that when you complete that task, the daily task or the month-long task of writing those words, you get something at the end of it. Now this can be anything from having a piece of chocolate to buying a camera to going on vacation, depending on what your budget can allow and what you want. Obviously don't go bankrupt over this. I don't recommend that. That's not something I'm telling you to do, but it can be really good to be like, okay, when I've written these 1,000 words, I get a piece of chocolate. Or if I hit 50,000 words, I get to buy that DVD I've been looking at for a month. Whatever it may be, it can be really good to have that kind of carrot pushing you forwards. I don't always set a reward for myself for winning, but I do tend to have smaller rewards throughout the month, usually on rougher days. If it's a day where I'm like, I don't want to write at all today and I'm 6,000 words behind, my story sucks, there is no way to fix this, that's the kind of point where I will implement okay, but if you just write 1,000 words, here's a piece of chocolate. And I'm a sucker for chocolate, so usually that helps. I don't always do it, I don't always write the words, and then I try to not have the chocolate, because that's also a thing. If you set a reward for yourself, you don't meet your goal, but you still get the thing, you've sort of not defeated the purpose, but you've sort of cheated yourself a little bit. And at the end of the day, it's your writing that suffers. It depends on your priorities, of course, but I try to not reward myself if I haven't earned it. Then of course there are like really, really rough days where you're sick and you can't even get out of bed and there's a snowstorm outside and everything is just horrible. Have the chocolate. I'm not going to stop you. But for me, that depends a little bit about the severity of how bad the day is and what the reward is. I will not say, oh, but my goal for winning Nano was to buy a new book and then I don't win. Then I'm not going to buy that book. It's not that I'm never going to buy it, but I don't get to buy it and claim it as a price for myself for winning, if that makes any sort of sense to anyone. And again, these rewards can hit at every 1,000 words, or you have one massive goal for hitting 50,000 or whatever you set your goal to be. And you can also have a mix that like every 5,000 you get to take a foot bath or something else that you enjoy. And it can really, really help to motivate you forwards. I'm not saying it's going to solve all your problems, and just because you have a reward system, Nano will go swimmingly. That's not what I'm saying, but it can help to make you write those extra words when you're falling behind and when you're slacking. And I'm also not saying you have to have this reward system only when things are rough. You can set a reward system from the start that every time I hit an even 1,000, I get X. And now I'm using chocolate as a motivator right now because big fan of chocolate over here. So like every 1,000 words you hit, you get a piece of chocolate. No matter how far behind you are, no matter how far ahead you are, you get the chocolate, regardless of how rough the day is or anything. Or set a reward for yourself when it's rough, for when it's rough. Either ahead of the time so you know that when I have a rough day, this is the end goal, or just today I'm having a rough day, what do I want? This, okay. But again, don't go bankrupt over this, just try to see this as a little carrot. I mean, you can have carrots as a reward if you want to, because sometimes it really helps to have that kind of motivator. And some people might argue that, well, if you need to give yourself chocolate to write, why do you even write? But we're different people. I like chocolate and I like writing, and I like combining my two loves. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I'll be back with another video tomorrow, so I will see you then. Bye!